Dear USA, all nations, and 7.9 plus billions of humans, this testimony and live demo and the absolute fireproof of how exactly Queen Elizabeth II and the Pope Francis and the Roman Jesuits population or province organization, they are all the satanic organizations, right? And there is another proof. Okay, and yes, this civil justice sign off is for the state of Missouri. Oh, I know you are all are saying, oh wow, like that, right? Yes, it is for the state of Missouri only, and you all heard it correctly. Missouri, like MO, the state code for Missouri, yes. Now, there is again lot more scandal and scandal and scandal and scandal and scandal forever. Okay, do you all want to know? I know you all, right? Um, so, before I go with the civil justice sign off, I will provide all the scandals, okay? And it might take a little more time, but I will try to work out to be on the shorter time frame end, okay, with best of my ability. Now, when I was working on the Poverty Free Earth end of the year 2030 volunteer project, all my brain was doing a very complex, infinite analysis, right? Why poverty, why it is a never ending poverty loop, why people cannot figure it out, why people cannot fix it, what was the source, what is the profit and gain, what is an objective, what was the root cause, like that, here and there. I was just breaking my head. That's all I was working on, the task, right? It been for years together. I already explained from spring of 2014 up until spring of 2019, right? Constantly means 24 cross 7, 365 days means even robos was meaning the laptops will be in the hibernate mode, like shut off mode. But I was working non-stop just to fix that, to identify the root cause who created the poverty. That's all I was working on, that task, nothing else. Okay, and I figured it out, and that was a miracle after all, and that is why I am the God chosen one, and God gave me that wisdom. Otherwise, just imagine I'm only average civilian. How would have cracked down that puzzle? All right. So when I was analyzing, I have witnessed the extreme poverty which I should not have, right? Because when a civilian witnessed that extreme poverty, that created too much of emotional disturbances, right? So I was during that time when I was educating wisdom, public awareness, and birthrights part of it, I also educated that, hey, fellow mankind, yes, I have witnessed the extreme poverty in India. I've seen. Okay, and because I already educated Africa, South America, and yeah, Asian nations, it's very normal, right? But then, for me, it was an absolute shock. My heart and my brain, for maybe a few seconds, it went for a total absolute shock mode by witnessing the extreme poverty means that I witnessed that shadowed uh, whatever they call it, whether the shadowed streets or abandoned streets or whatever, people will not be there. Out of 10 people, out of 100% of the people, there will be only one or two, maybe three, like that. On the few blocks after that, um, there's a lot of richest people in that blocks. They were working on, what was it, anti-aging products and marketing and sales, and lot of foods, and all, the white skinned people, they all dress like a model, like that it was. So one few blocks away, people were like that, and just few blocks away, 5 to 10 minutes blocks away, absolutely extreme poverty I witnessed in the state of Missouri. And I was just wondering why, what happened. But today, can you all get it? Why I am the only one who is going to provide all the medical finance claims for each and every single population state of Missouri. They are all my blood. drops. And it was an eatery there in the shadowed road, right? And there were still people there, right? But then it was even among that stairs shadowed mode, there was a diversified eatery. Only one eatery was just open at that time. And if I remember it correctly, there was an Asian meaning either Chinese or Japanese or Korean, like that, and then African American. They were providing the eateries, and there were few people were coming in, coming out, going out like that. And even in the eatery, the food they were serving, they were doing whatever best they could. That means imagine the poverty. The food was not tasting good, but then, and I don't know why, so I felt that God made me to witness it, just to provide the civil justice today in year 2021. Got it? So, what year the state of Missouri became state? Probably in either 17th or 18th century, right? Probably-ish. Then that traces toward the late President Thomas Jefferson. So I am going to ask United States of America to go to the graveyard, go dig out that coffin box, bring that coffin box to the law of court, because I have to provide civil justice for my blood drops of state of Missouri, right? Why? Because I own USA, I own state of Missouri. Each dust in state of Missouri belongs to me. Who on the earth is United States of America to enforce poverty for my blood drops, my fellow mankind in state of Missouri? Got it? So that is just one part of it. So I witnessed the extreme poverty with my own eyes, and that disturbed me. Okay, but I never knew that years later I will be the one who is going to provide the civil justice for the state of Missouri population as well. So that is why God's plan is always God's ways. Nobody knows why God's labor is like that, right? Then it would have been easy, right? But then that's why the life even changes. Nobody knows, right? So then what more of the emotional disturbances I got when regarding with the state of Missouri. I came to know about that Lewis Clark expedition, right? It was around that 17th and 18th century, between that time frame. So people can believe the Lewis Clark expedition that happened in 17th centuries, why on the earth the educated population cannot even believe the crucifixion happened is real, is for real? So can you see how Pope Francis just destroyed every single humanity and the emotional process, right? So then people were only thinking, there are only slave states like southern states, but not Missouri. But then Missouri is also a slave state, right? So that is one scandal. Then what is more of the scandal? When I was working for that Poverty-Free Earth project, I was just going through each state and why each state is poverty when each state's having that much of richness, right? Then there should not be poverty at all. It is impossible. Got it? So I was wondering why, what made them, but still I was not able to figure it out. But there was like, okay, beyond whatever I underwent for this kind of poverty, extreme poverty mode that disturbed me, then you all know that every single day African Americans has been either they are killed by the white skin cops every day, or they are gathered in a mass and they're just thrown in the jail. It's been happening in every single state. Only certain states they portray it with the media. Even media is also Republica, right? Even media also plays a scandal in that. They are responsible and accountable for all the scandals also, because see, if you're going to look at the news, they are always providing only the unhealthy news. Are they providing any happy news for the population? No, right? So that itself says how the scandal has been spread like a cancer worldwide. Now, what more of the scandal? This Lewis and Clark, okay, in very short mode, I want to keep it short, right? Thomas Jefferson was a president. During that time, during that 17th or 18th century, whatever, he provided a task. He said, hey, Lewis and Clark, if you are able to provide this expedition successful, after that, I will give you all free lands to own how much you all can select how many lands you want to choose. We can choose, and you all can own it, and all the national benefits can be given, and you all can even have how many slaves you want. So these are the benefits. But then the Lewis Clark and the who is the other? The Lewis and the Clark, right? Then they are educated only, right? So one side doctors are scammers. So can you all see how the Lewis and Clark, even though because they are white skinned, even though they are educated, right, their brain was not working. They were thinking slavery is the normal way of life. That is wrong. So tell me, what if the president will ask you all to tell, okay, let's say if the president says that, hey, population, you all work on an expedition or any complex task, and if you're completing it successful, you can even have slaves, means what would you all have done? Let's categorize you all as educated population, because non-educated population are totally innocent. Okay, we don't even have to bother about them, because regardless of whatever status they are going to get their benefits, medical compensation be provided to them accordingly. Tell me, what would you have done? You all know what I would have done, right? I know you all are laughing. Yes. I would have just slapped the president on the face and I would have said, get out. Right? But then these foolish Lewis Clark, they because the benefits were so luxury, that created the blinded eyes, right? Dollars, lands, free lands, luxury forever. That blinded their eyes to not even to think, oh no, they are going to slave some people forever and create emotional torture. Right? So can you all see, even that entire benefits provided to the Lewis Clark should be revoked as of today, as of this moment? Got it? Meaning, just because they are educated, the crime increased. So let's say if the Lewis and the Clark were not educated at no matter what, and then they volunteered for the expedition, and then they even had slaves, means then that is a different process altogether. So just because they were educated after all, but then they never bothered to say to President or educate President Thomas Jefferson, whatever he's providing for benefits is absolutely wrong, right? So that increases the crime exponentially. And today, I will provide civil justice for that. United States of America, President Joe Biden must stand upside down. Senate Bernie Sanders should stand upside down. And Senate, who is that evil lady I was talking about? Elizabeth Warren should stand upside down and must revoke all the Lewis Clark benefits immediately. That means not even 1 second they should wait for that revoking all. Get back all the benefits given to the Lewis and Clark. Means just get it back. That is all is needed. So it will all go into the civil justice book, and it will all be in the history. So that means part 1 of history will be what? Thomas Jefferson was a foolish leprosy patient, and he created a hell. And Lewis Clark, though educated, they also created the hell, even though they finished their expedition successful, is part A of history. So that much years, people got their brains damaged, right? So all the white-skinned people were thinking they are the heroes, the Lewis Clark were heroes, but no, 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 no. They helped creators after all, right? But so, and only certain things we know. So the real whatever happened was mostly hidden. So scandal and a scandal and a scandal means infinite. So that means I am providing the excellent civil justice as of now in year 2021 is the wisdom. Got it? I've never seen Lewis. I've never seen Clark. I've never seen late President Thomas Jefferson. They were in what 17th and 18th century, and I'm in a different generation era, right? So that is how God's work is totally different. Okay, that means that moment, even after that expedition was completed successful, who should have got the appropriate credit along with Lewis and Clark? You all tell me, my dear fellow mankind. You all tell me. What would President Joe Biden would have done, or what would President Trump would have done if they were in that expedition and they were mandated to be slaves after successfully providing whatever task they were provided? They were mandated to be slaves at least for 12 years or 10 years like that, and then never got paid just because they were in the slavery mode. What would President Trump or what would President Joe Biden would have done? You all tell me, my dear fellow mankind. Can you all imagine how much emotional torture was enforced? That is absolutely wrong, right? Don't you all think so? So 17th century went, 18th century went, 19th century went. That many years was there. Okay, 2000 up until 2019, that many years are there. So that many years, President Joe Biden was a lawmaker, right? How many minutes he had, how many hours he had, how many days he had, right? At least then he could have stood up and slapped the USA government, and he could have rewritten the government policies, right? He never did that. And how on the earth he can even say that he can lead USA and to be president? You all tell me. You all got it, right? That I became emotional as I am. I don't want to hide, right? But then with God-given emotions only I'm talking, right? So tell me, what would you all have done? You all provided all your hard labor for that many years, and only with your help only the expedition was successfully completed. Means everybody, whoever in that expedition, must get that unbiased civil justice, but they never provided that, right? How wrongful it is, how wrongful it is. Oh my gosh, there is no other crime to provide that kind of injustice to the fellow mankind. Imagine, I already said I am extra emotional and I am extra empath, right? So I can understand the pain of fellow mankind. I do not even have to know. Okay, and that is, I would say, it is a God-given talent, I would say, because I'm just average human. Then how would I will know, can understand other people's pain without talking to them, without knowing anything, right? I don't know York. I don't know Sacagawea, right? So that means how much of pain and emotional torture and the feelings level, emotional level they would have undergone when the injustice was signed off to them. They never got the salary, right? And they were only treated as a slave, less than dirt, right? Oh my gosh, I just cannot understand how much of pain they would have undergone through. Why on the earth not even one educated man or not even one educated woman, be it Republican or Democrat, stood up and educated USA government to sign off civil justice to them? Why? See, can you all see how President Trump, even in the at fault mode, handcuffed mode, innocent is displayed versus Senate Bernie Sanders, Senate Elizabeth Warren, and Minnesota lady, that Senate lady, I think Amy, whatever, and then President Joe Biden, not innocent. Can you all see? Right? And how shamelessly they can even work on to impeach President Trump. On what basis? See, I already said I will only provide unbiased civil justice. People should have that conscience, right, when they want to prosecute. So, okay. So why nobody stood up and they even educated USA government to provide civil justice to that Native Indian tribe women and African slave, African American, who those two are the true owners of USA. Those two are my blood drops. Yes, beyond whatever they are at fault mode, even Louis Clark also my blood drops only. But then why? Why this inhumanity was enforced? Why? What went wrong? What was the reason? Who? All traces to Queen Elizabeth II. All traces to Pope Francis, the Satan. He is the one who created all these abusive patients. He is the one who educated Louis Clark, enslave York, do not pay any salary. George, what is the late president? Thomas Jefferson, do not pay any salary to this African American York and also to that Native Indian women who helped in the expedition. Can you all see how forever the USA have been only slaves to the absolute monarchs and nobody else? And even for today, it is proud as slave state. Then on what on the earth they are using the robots for? They see, that means they also want to use, they also want to have highest science and technology, and other side they also want to have slavery, hatred, discrimination, means everything contradicts. I already said, just get disciplined first. Know how to live being human always. Then work on how to get the robots and use it in a healthy way, means that is the discipline I will provide. I'll just revoke all the robots, computers, laptops, everything from government professionals, Senate, be it Senate, House of, I'll say just live without any of the robots. Just live without that for a discipline. Right? Because the crime is so deadly, my dear fellow mankind, they cannot give any kind of an excuse. No. What did, so okay, just leave the entire 50 years, okay. What was President Joe Biden doing in the past 5 years during this President Trump's rule? At least he could have educated President, hey, President Trump, just do this, sign off the benefits for those two people. Like that, he could have guided because he's a lawyer. He never did that. So, in where is going to have his face? How he is going to pay that $500,000 trillion for 17th century, means that's 100 years. And then 18th century means that is 100 years. Then 19th century means that is 100 years. So 300 years. And how multiply each year by $500,000 trillion. Can President Joe Biden pay that much amount today along with interest, if I'm going to add on interest, to slap on the face of President Joe Biden to just get out of the White House now? Right? I am talking the truth. There are so many population who do not want President Joe Biden in the White House, and they cannot. Why do not? They do not have the real proof, but I am having the proof, and he will resign immediately. So this is one of the scandal. Can you all see the patterns of abuse? Only same. Only the the severity is same, but then the versions how the health process was provided to the population state by state is different. They were providing an illusion, right? They were calling, oh, these states are free states. No, they are not free states. No. So, how these absolute monarchs left a loophole and they got caught by me, the supreme cop. Absolutely all entire cop population in state of Missouri must be saluting me, right? Oh my, this Vethapriya, this lady is the God sent true cop, the true police general that the USA wants now. That is what entire cop population will be shouting loudest, right? Because they themselves never knew what they were falling into a trap for. I already explained what job they have to do. So what more I want to convey when I was working on that complex task process, if we all are in same page, if we all can remember, I think there was an accident, live proof. An African American was a student, right, and graduate like that, or maybe a recent graduate, or just celebrated the graduate, that I don't know. But he was shot by the white cop. I don't know whether that white cop is released and living free or not. But that is a life proof. And that time I educated that I sure will provide civil justice for them. And now I'm providing it. They are both the white-skinned cop who shot that African American who was a recent graduate or something like that, and even that African American dead will also get the civil justice served in an unbiased way. Right? So never ever, forever, USA nation never provided any justice. Always punishing innocent, always injustice only signed off. Right? So I already said, so Supreme Judges, they don't know what job they are doing. Supreme Appeal Circuits Court Judges, they don't know what they have to do. Nobody knows what they have to do. All are eyes blinded with the luxury of the highest salary they get paid on, along with the government benefits. So, what more? What more do you all need to know? Do you all want to know? Yes, you all. That's a birthright, right? So I was working on all this. Then, when I'm doing the analysis part, it's a processing, right? Oh, will this be the root cause, or will that be the root cause? Oh, will that be the root cause, or will the sublayers of the root causes might be the one of the final highest level of the root cause? Like that, I was going on breaking my head. Then you all know the Monsanto, the big M, like M-O-N, Monsanto, S-O-N-T-O, right, or S-A-N-T-O, whatever. So, they are the agricultural fertilizing company, okay, and they are headquartered only in the state of Missouri. So, when I was doing my analysis process, they were the ones who were creating all the genetic modified foods, okay, meaning, I already said, if there is 10 apples that can plant an apple tree can provide, they will inject more hormones and more toxins, to chemicals to that apple tree for that apple tree to produce, instead of 10 apples, to produce 100 apples, or if the 10 apples are very small size, to produce 10 huge apples, like that. So that means they are alternating the DNA and the mRNA cell structure of the apple tree itself. Now, when I already said, when the animals or the humans like you and me go to the grocery and get those food and consume it, we humans will get the disability of any form, infertility of any form, then hormonal disorders, then nerves disorders, then infertility, sexual malfunction, right? And then so many cancers, right? Cancers and birth defects, like that. Chromosome disorders means who enforced that Monsanto to do that? Was it Monsanto? Was it you? Was it me? Was it government? Was it national leaders? No, never. Then who? Everything traces to Queen Elizabeth to the Satan and Pope Francis only. Approximately what? Monsanto is what? 100 years old company. And do you all know that it was originally started only in the London? And during the transition of the British colonization only it got transferred here and headquartered only in the state of Missouri. So please trace that Ripon, Green Bay, Wisconsin, it started in 18th century, the Republica. And then the state of Missouri where the Monsanto was headquartered. And because of that, the river, that whatever the river goes, it all got polluted, right? Because when toxins are from the chemical plants or like these plants are thrown on the water, even the drinking water got corrupted. And you all know how that average civilian Erin Brockovich, I don't know whether she provided the case for whatever state, I don't know, but she provided that people were getting cancer in that community, in that neighborhood, and people were not able to figure it out why. Right, one after other, the neighborhood and the county, everybody were getting sick. And this lady who never went to the law school, but she had to deal with her own personal life, whatever. But then she was, at least she just volunteered and then provided the case and proved to the USA that the chemical industry is the true culprit, true criminals. And she got the enough medical compensation to be paid to the entire whatever that community, the neighborhood. And now I think it is my understanding, she's a lawyer. So that is why to become a lawyer, to become a Supreme Judge, that the people do not have to go to the, there is no need. There is no need for the civilian to be went to an accredited law school. That is optional only, because once when the civilian is able to display the excellence of civil justice process, boom, that is sign off, job offer sign off signed by not one nation, all nations will immediately sign off the job offer. Right? That means entire nations right now will only shout loudest, hey USA, sign the Supreme Chief Civil Judge and Supreme Chief Family Law Judge job offer to Vethapriya only, nobody else. And a sign of Vatican leader job to Vethapriya, for heaven's sake, just do that. That is out. All the nations will be shouting at USA right now, including Russia, India, Ireland, even London for that matter. I will explain. See, everybody, all the other nations knows that I am an excellent leader, including USA. That means they never knew that it is me who provided the education few years back. So that is why everything is God's plan. Get it? So imagine the destruction provided by Monsanto. Right? Nobody knew who created cancer, who is creating infertility, who is creating sexual malfunction for men and both women, right? Sexual struggles. And who is the one who is creating birth defects, right? Who is the one who is creating cancers? Nobody knew. But then who was the... so can you all see how Pope Francis made Monsanto to make look at fault mode versus Pope Francis only is the coolest God? So I displayed all the truth now. So Pope Francis will be thrown in volcano and I will become the Vatican leader and I will guide the USA on how to guide and how to provide the national operations. So state of Missouri have lot of dark history, right? You all don't like it, right? Yes, nobody will like it. Any civilian having blood color rat will never like it. Will never like it. Now, what is one more truth? This Republican population, the white skin population I'm talking about, they were witnessing with their own eyes how much of torture these African Americans were undergoing through per second, every day, forever. So that is why even in that whatever that republicanism mode, they wanted to try to work on and help these people, but they could not. Survival mode there again. Got it? So now what is the testimony you all need to hear to celebrate today? Merry Christmas loudest. Just celebrate Merry Christmas, my dear fellow mankind. Happiest forever. Because I am there, I am born. I am already educated, I am born. It's just enough for USA and all nations to live forever, free. Happiest forever. What more of a testimony you all want to know? Just because of my education, I brought all the chemical pharmaceuticals and agro fertilizers like Monsanto, Syngenta, DuPont, Oscar Mayers, and Lipton, Nestle, Mars, Mondelez, you name anybody. I brought all of them handcuffed, and I brought all of them to the knees, and they just fall down in knees before me, shouting, I am that I am. I will leave it as this mode. I hope you are still working on who am I, right? Just keep working on that. So they are all shouting that Vethapriya is only the true leader of all the nations. She, Vethapriya, I am only should lead all the nations. Why? It is because of my wisdom education only. This Monsanto and the Bayer got merged. Do you all know how much of labor that is? And that is a life proof, my dear fellow mankind, how United States of America will listen only to me, nobody else. Nobody else. Nobody. Because they know, United States of America knows that Vethapriya is the only wisest human in the whole entire planet Earth, out of 7.9 plus billions of humans. And by that merging alone, process alone, I saved 7.9 plus billions of humans. Because why? Today I will sign a civil justice, and I sure will get the medical compensation paid to all the population. Meaning, Monsanto and Bayer cannot escape the justice process. Pharmaceuticals like Pfizer, Merck, right? Tylenol, Aleve, Walgreens, CVS Pharmacy, they all cannot escape. And what more of a testimony you all want? Because of my education alone, CVS Pharmacy became CVS Health Services. They want to get into the health insurance, and still they never were able to fix it out. They never able to figure it out. They got red-handed by me again in 2021. Got it? So that is why everybody knows that only I can only rewrite the Medicaid, Medicare, health insurance for all the people for next 50,000 years. Means they all know that only I can design and I can only solve all this broken stuff. So this is all the overview of the dark history of the state of Missouri. What year are we in? 2021. Why? Nobody knows that not even one state in USA should be a slave state, and still a slave state. So that means, can you all see that Queen Elizabeth II made everything in a dependent mode? Cunningly, she meticulously created all this processing, that still she has enforced all the nations worldwide to be slaves only to her forever. That is wrong. Oh my gosh, she will be thrown in the volcano and be gone in ashes, my fellow mankind. Don't worry. She is never royal. She is never a Christian. She is an absolutely personification of an Islam, Judaism, sexual immorality. Right? She will be gone in ashes. Just wait and see. Just wait and watch and see. Even if I ask USA to stop the death penalty, they will not. They will not. Why? Do you all know why? Because they were just waiting for the root cause who are creating poverty. And that moment, if they know who is the root cause of creating poverty, that is all is needed for USA. To just throw them in ashes. Right? And it's going to happen. And all the healthiest death penalty, whatever I'm providing, is only from the Holy Bible guidance. So either Holy Bible, if it is followed, even that will also be thrown in the lake of fire. Or Pope Francis will be ending in lake of fire. Let's see who gets in the lake of fire. I'm pretty much sure Holy Bible is going to live. Okay? So, with that said, I know you all are shedding tears as well, right? Yes, even I was able to overcome that emotional disturbance that happened when I was talking about that state of misery, that extreme poverty that I witnessed and that disturbed me. Yeah, so I will provide all the civil justice. So can you all understand how whatever task I wanted, it all got done successfully in that few years alone? So that means the population worldwide, they never even knew, they do not have any clue. It was I, Vethapriya, only mandated Monsanto and Bayer to be merged. Okay, so as I told you that I do not like the crowd, like, so yes, it is $1 trillion savings I provided and revenue I provided already. Okay, and President Trump, President Obama, they are aware of the task I provided. And I don't know if President Joe Biden is aware or not. I hope so, right? Because he was a vice president, right? So that is why I'm saying he's never fit to be leader, right? And he's only providing a show. Have you seen what show he's providing? Oh, President Obama created affordable health care. Oh, like that. No, he cannot do that. No, that is wrong, right? He should have provided clear cut planning, clear cut strategies. He never provided that, my dear fellow mankind. But nobody stood up and educated President Joe Biden not to be president at all. That itself is displaying why everybody is only grabbing for the power grab, right? The fanatic love of power. So you all got it now. How many African Americans, all my blood drops, all my fellow mankind, in the state of misery, exclusively in Ferguson, right? Like Fergusen. I hope I spelled it correctly. If it's wrong, just disregard it and use the correct word. Ferguson, Missouri, is a absolutely extreme poverty. For how long people have been shouting for help, right? Tell me, what if I mandate that kind of a poverty to Vermont Senate, Bernie Sanders, or Massachusetts Senate, what's her name, Elizabeth Warren? What would they have done? Tell me. You all tell me, my dear fellow mankind. Or what would President Trump would have done if he is mandated to walk on the roads and begging for help? Oh, government, please help. Oh, government, please help. Oh, government, please help. Oh, government, please help. Means what would President Trump would have done? You tell me. Or what would President Joe Biden would have done? But then nobody heard the voice of the innocent African Americans, because they are having black skin, physically they will not look appealing for the human eyes. Is that their fault? Never, my dear fellow mankind. No. So that is the darkest part of the state of Missouri. Yes, there are white European Americans there as well. And yes, there are African Americans there. And yes, regardless of white skin, regardless of black skin, they are getting tortured there. State of Missouri. It's a hell, right? I would say it's a hot oil, right? The entire state of Missouri. And then people who are going to that state of Missouri will be immediately thrown in the hot oil. And Pope Francis and Queen of England will enjoy drinking the blood of the population as tax. Why nobody fixed it? Why? What went wrong in humanity? Did education fail humanity, or did humanity fail education? Can you all understand why Harvard Medical School and Harvard Law School has been handcuffed by me, and already they are in the lock mode in the jail forever until I step in, I start to lead, and I only have to bail out them? Yes, there is an innocence identified. That is why I can bail out everybody, including state of Missouri government also. I only can bail out them. But what? Because they created the damages. right? Why nobody realized it? How many Christians are there in state of misery? You tell me, my dear fellow mankind. Can you all see how the late Christian evangelical, the Republica, the white skin, Billy Graham is after all, you know, never innocent after all, versus President Trump is innocent. So there is a difference on identifying the innocence level itself, right? How much for his entire year he was 100 years at least roughly. He was only the late Billy Graham was only providing Christian sermons only. Why he on the entire years he never even bothered to provide civil justice to the state of misery when he was. Everybody asks him for guidance. Why he never bothered to provide that guidance? Why? Why, my dear fellow mankind? So, can you all see how layer by layer by layer by layer, how everything got destroyed? Nobody knew all this dark history of state of misery. Nobody knows. But I am one more time saying, I do not want any population in the state of Missouri to be freaked out. No, stay wherever you are. Only then the civil justice can be provided in a rightful way, right? Medical compensation have to be provided. How many doctors are there? You count. Now, can you imagine why I've been slapping on the face of Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks? Why they even created this COVID-19 scandal on top of it when they are aware that state of Missouri is one of the poorest state along with other states like Michigan and Detroit and Louisiana, Orleans, like that. Can you all see how brutal and merciless and leprosy patients are after all Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks? And they were just marketing only masks, right? Are they having any bit of common sense or any conscience as of what kind of disaster they did? They should have stood in front of me face to face and should have answered my lawsuit, right? Because I only filed lawsuit against Department of Health Services. Why would they bother to create more torture to entire population worldwide in all the states? Why? And Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks got salary because they provided that scandal, because they were marketing and doing sales exclusive for COVID-19 masks. Who is going to pay for the damages? I'm going to get the medical finance compensation for that. Department of Health Services cannot escape the justice process provided by me, period. It's as simple as that. I will revoke all the doctor certification from all the doctors' population for creating hell after hell after hell and also mandating poverty. Can you all see how I'm doing a multitasking? I'm educating one side, I'm providing civil justice one side, and I'm also rewriting. I already started running the nation, United States of America. So that itself is a proof that USA should sign off job offer to me only. They should just ask President Joe Biden to just get out of the White House now. With all this emotional torture all the people are undergoing through worldwide, see, I said what? I am providing all true civil process. What did I say? I said only I will be an interim leader. I said I will be only interim leader, right? Because whatever needs to be fixed must be fixed. Without fixing it, we cannot think like, oh, it will be fine like that. No. Right? Root causes are identified, sign off the civil justice, provide the medical finance compensation, go paper mode, go to the manual mode, meaning like, even before I would say the software era mode, how people have to go and go that mode. It's okay. It's okay because they educate the population, hey, this government is totally broken down. We are going to go to that mode only. Just adjust for a while. Means population will be understanding. Right? Because every household, if you go to the household, sometimes the microwave will not work, sometimes the roof will be leaking. Then people have to adjust until those things get fixed. It's the same way only. Government can educate the population. Yes, the government is broken in pieces. So until that time, we are working on the fixation. But until that time, these are the temporary services we will provide. And that means the government should not even look into that whatever software systems they are looking at. Even without looking at the software, boom, 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 they should have provided all the basic education to all the population worldwide already, but they never did that. So can you see how Speaker Nancy Pelosi is at fault mode? How evil she is? And what is the fancy tag she provides? She's married. Please note that point, okay? Because there is more scam that's going to be revealed. She's telling, to the world, she's married, she's having that many children. See, that is why I am eligible to be speaker. But what she's doing, so she's getting the curse for her children also by doing all this evil stuff. Right? By doing all this evil stuff, she's getting the curse for her children also. And she dresses, right? Those are all costly dresses, right? So they don't know what is poverty. They just have to talk sweet talk. Anyways, so you all got the Dark Ages. It's already 50 minutes. That means in order for me to educate about the darkest period or Dark Ages of Rome, of state of Missouri, which is the deadliest slave state to you all, it took 50 minutes or roughly 1 hour. And then the remaining 20 minutes I have to provide the civil justice sign off. Right? Who is the root cause? You all got the root cause, right? As of February 1st, 2021, I, Vethapriya, I am Prose, civil lawyer, and USA never provided Prose salary to I am Vethapriya, a true civil lawyer, a true civil doctor, a true civil supreme judge. Is deadliest crime, and it is a deadliest crime of at fault found guilty USA nation. So, for DWD error, Department of Workforce never have job code and defined salary of at least tax-free $100,000 for Prose, and because of that error only, Department of Justice never provided the Prose salary to me. I was begging, hey, please provide that. I'm just asking for the rightful services. Provide that. They just ignored me. So that means there are no humans in the entire justice services in USA forever, right? So who created that havoc? Pope Francis, right? Then because of those two errors, the Department of Health Services also erred. They never educated DWT have to provide the job code and the defined salary. And because of those three errors, the Treasury, Federal, IRS tax agencies of state of Missouri is also erred. And what is the proof? I'm providing scandal and a scandal. So these slavery, hatred, discrimination, domestic violence, these are all one layer. But what is the foundation layer of why the tax services in all states have to be sealed and shut down for wild endangered species? They never provided tax services for any of the child marriage population. For 500 long years, this scandal has been going on, and USA nation never knew it. Not even one president knew it. Not even one Senate knew it. And they just, like that, allowed that scandal to go on. And they were eating whatever rightful belonged to the population. That means Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren are eating whatever that rightful belongs to the poverty population in the name of Medicare, blah, 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 like that. Everything is a crap. Medicare is a crap. Right? Absolutely a crap. So how USA nation never provided tax services for child marriage population in past 500 years when USA nation is ruled by faces of Jesuits leader, Vatican leader, is Republica Roman Catholic Jesuit province state of Missouri. The Satan, the Lucifer, the Antichrist is another $1 trillion scandal. Then Republica Roman Catholics Jesuits province state of Missouri, the Satan, the Antichrist, the Lucifer gave 666 mark of the beast health justice poverty mandate handbook to USA nation to provide only injustice and punish innocent always and misguided and destroyed USA national operations forever. And with fatal negligence, Republica, Roman Catholics, Jesuits province, state of Missouri, the Satan, the Antichrist, the Lucifer failed to educate DWD must provide job code for Prose salary with at least a salary of tax-free $100,000. So civil justice as of today is Republica, Roman Catholics, Jesuits province, state of Missouri, faces of Roman Jesuits Vatican leader should pay direct deposit tax-free $50,000 trillion to I, Vethapriya, Prose, a true civil lawyer, a true civil judge, a true civil supreme judge, a true civil doctor. For there is never Prose job code and defined salary in United States of America as of February 1st of 2021. Got it? How I sure will get the medical finance aid compensation for entire population, no matter what, regardless, count by count. Then, at fault and found guilty, USA nation must direct deposit check for Prose salary of tax-free $100,000 and another tax-free of $100,000 for damages done. In poverty enforced, finance laws created for me, then financial disability enforced for me. Who is USA to enforce poverty for me when I am the true owner of USA? Who gave that authority? At fault and found guilty, DWD must pay direct deposit check for Prose salary of tax-free $100,000 to I, Vethapriya, the true Prose, the true civil doctor, true civil judge, supreme judge, and true civil lawyer. Then at fault and found guilty, state of Missouri, DOJ must pay direct deposit check for Prose salary of tax-free $100,000 to I, Vethapriya, who is a true civil lawyer, true civil supreme judge, true civil doctor. Then at fault and found guilty, state of Missouri Department of Health Services must pay direct deposit check for Prose salary of tax-free $100,000 to I, Vethapriya, a Prose, true civil lawyer, true civil doctor, true civil supreme judge. Then at fault and found guilty, state of Missouri, tax, IRS, Treasury, Federal Reserve should pay direct deposit check for Prose salary of tax-free $100,000 to I, Vethapriya, Prose, true civil lawyer, true civil doctor, and true civil supreme judge. Then Republica Roman Catholics Jesuits province, state of Missouri, is the coronavirus. Republica Roman Catholic Jesuit province, state of Missouri should say they know what is Prose, or Republica Roman Catholics Jesuit state of Missouri should say don't know what is Prose. So either ways, I Vethapriya, Prose, true civil lawyer, true civil doctor, true civil supreme judge, won the case. Civil justice is a proof why I am the excellent supreme chief civil judge to lead justice for all nations, and I, Vethapriya, I am the excellent family law judge for all nations, and civil justice wins always is the wisdom. Okay, now I want to add one more important, very crucial testimony. Okay, when I was working on that volunteer project, I was also educating all the financial services to create a line of business product in the name of York. Got it? And I also educated them, hey, create a line of product and name that product after York, as like York Finance Services, like that, financial aid, like that. And that way, the credit for York will be given at the rightful way, and then African Americans will also get the financial services in a healthy way. But they never listen to me. Today, all the financial services are handcuffed mode. They're all in a bankrupt mode. They're all in the jail mode. I only can bail out them. Can you get it? So that means God is always God, right? And only God's labor is known only to God. Nobody knows. So when the nations worldwide were listening with my wisdom, these financial services, they missed my education. They missed my wisdom education. What if they would have created the line of business product then, few years back? As of today, the PPP loans would not have been a scandal. It's a scam. So, with their foolishness, they proved lively. It is proved how each and every single loan services is also broken in pieces, right? So yes, Pope Francis will be thrown in the volcano, right? And then yes, justice will be provided, and yes, I sure will get civil justice for entire human kingdom in 1 minute. Only 60 seconds is needed for me. And I am born is just enough for all nations. I am the soldier of God, and one soldier is enough, one good soldier. So that means all the soldiers will never have to go to war, never have to go think of, like that. No. They all can be with their own family happily ever after more, and I will provide whatever a monthly expenses, everything I will provide as a budget and organized way I will provide. I have all the solutions, everything. Simplest, just like that, in a click of a button, boom. The design should be that simplest, never should be any complex at all. And yes, so yes, the state of misery have been in the darkest ages of womb forever, and yes, I will free the state of misery from the evil satanic forces. And yes, the Roman province Jesuit satanic organization headquartered in the state of misery will be sealed and shut down forever. Not only that, on all the states. So you all are seeing how we have been working on as a team. You are listening and I'm talking. I'm just doing the talking part, and you all are doing only listening part quietly. And that is all is an excellent team effort process. So if we are all on the same page, how many states we have covered and how many the patterns of abuse is the same, but was provided in a different way with the same severity to the population, right? There is nothing difference between Selma in Alabama or how the 10 Commandments was enforced to be removed. Pope Francis only did that. Nobody knew. They were thinking government like that. No, it is Pope Francis who removed that 10 Commandments from the Alabama. So tell me, what is Pope Francis going to say? Will he say if he knows what is 10 Commandments? Or is he'll have to say he never knows Holy Bible, 10 Commandments. See, I am only God. I am only absolute monarch, and I am Pope. So I do not have to know what is Holy Bible, what is 10 Commandments, like that he has to say. Or he has to say, oh no, I know what is 10 Commandments. Oh really? Is that so? Is it the truth that they removed it from the state of Alabama? Oh, I never knew that. So either ways we are winning the case. So can you see how I'm proving with the fireproof that Pope Francis will be thrown in volcano? Right? Any moment. And I have to be, Vethapriya must be forever the Vatican leader. Right? So that is pretty much it for this civil justice sign off. And yes, there is 2 more states. It is California and state of Oregon. And that means you all got it, right? I should have got the Prose salary. I did not get it. And I'm a native Indian tribe. Oh, that is, crime is increasing more and more and more. So that means, okay, before I'm ending it, that means it is United States of America should pay me tax-free $1 million for me to get at least 50 affordable housing in 50 states, according to my choice. Whether I get 100 or 200 or 300 or it's my lookout. But at least, so that means they have to pay me $50 million, just direct deposit to my bank account. Tax-free, it should be tax-free. Right? Yes, I am pauper now. Yes, I am in absolute need of finance now. Yes, I have to get back to the workforce now. But I am broken in pieces, my fellow mankind, because of my financial strain, stress. And do you all think that with my age factor, I'm a middle-aged woman, should I even have to undergo all this financial strain? No, right? I should be living happily. But anyways, I sure will get the civil justice for myself and for entire human kingdom, for all nations and all nations. Okay? Yes, state of Missouri will be freed by me only. Nobody can help state of Missouri. The crime provided to the state of Missouri is deadliest. And USA federal government, USA Supreme Court judges, they all have to answer. They all have to, I'll say just first stay in the jail, locked up mode, and then I will wait. Please wait on the waiting list. I will say that. Because the crime that provided to the innocent population of state of Missouri is deadliest, my dear fellow mankind. Deadliest. Why humanity got destroyed in USA? Why there are no humans in USA as of today? Why? You all work on that, okay? So thank you all for your time. Take care. Bye now.